If you're young right now, you probably feel like time is on your side, like there's plenty of it, like you can wait a little longer before you take life seriously. And that feeling makes sense. Almost everyone feels it when they're young. But here's a truth that most people only understand much later, when it hurts to admit it. Time doesn't feel fast while you're living it. It only feels fast when you look back. Right now, your days may feel ordinary. Wake up, scroll your phone, work or study, talk to friends, sleep, repeat. Nothing dramatic, nothing urgent, nothing that screams, "This moment matters." And that's exactly why it's dangerous. Because the most important moments of your life don't arrive with alarms. They pass quietly, disguised as normal days. One day, you'll wake up and realize years are gone. Not stolen, not taken from you, simply spent. And the question that will echo in your mind is simple but heavy. What did I do with the time I was given? When people say, "before it's too late," they don't mean before disaster strikes. They mean before habits harden, before comfort turns into a cage, before excuses feel more natural than effort, before you stop believing you can become someone better. Right now, you still have something incredibly powerful: flexibility. Your identity isn't fixed yet. Your future isn't locked in. You can still change direction without breaking everything behind you. That power fades faster than you think. Most regret doesn't come from failure. It comes from neglect, from the gym membership never used, the book never opened, the idea never started, the apology never spoken, the discipline that was always planned for next week. You don't lose your future in one big mistake. You lose it in small daily decisions that seem harmless in the moment. Staying up late again, skipping today again, saying I'll start tomorrow again. These moments feel insignificant, but they stack, quietly, patiently, relentlessly. Understand this clearly. Motivation will not save you. Motivation is a feeling. Feelings come and go. Discipline is what shapes lives. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. If you're waiting to feel ready, you'll wait forever. No one ever feels ready to become disciplined, focused, or serious about life. They become those things by acting before they feel ready. Look around you. People you admire didn't magically wake up successful, confident, or fulfilled. They made boring choices consistently. They showed up on days they didn't feel inspired. They said no to short-term pleasure to protect long-term peace. And here's the part most people won't tell you. No one is coming to save you. There is no perfect mentor, no perfect opportunity, no perfect timing that will suddenly make effort easy. Growth is lonely at first. It feels unfair. It feels slow. It feels invisible. And that's why so many people quit before results appear. Your future self is watching you right now, quietly, hoping you don't waste this phase, hoping you don't trade potential for comfort, hoping you don't confuse movement with progress. Being busy is not the same as building something meaningful. Being tired is not the same as being productive. And dreaming is not the same as doing. You don't need to change your entire life today. That's another trap. Thinking everything must change at once. It doesn't. You just need to start telling the truth to yourself. About where you are. About what you're avoiding. About who you know you could become if you stopped running from discomfort. The earlier you learn to sit with discomfort, the stronger you become. Life doesn't get easier, you get stronger. But only if you train that strength now, while the cost of failure is still low. One day, responsibility will arrive whether you're ready or not. Bills, expectations, dependence, pressure. When that day comes, the habits you build now will either carry you or crush you. This is the window most people waste, not because they're lazy, but because they don't realize how valuable this phase is. Youth isn't about freedom. It's about preparation. It's about planting seeds you'll live under later. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be honest. Honest about your time. Honest about your effort. Honest about your priorities. Because the most painful sentence you can ever say is this: I knew better, but I didn't act. And that's what too late really means. There will come a moment in your life when you realize that no one is thinking about your future as much as you are. Not your parents, not your friends, not society. Everyone is busy fighting their own battles, and that realization can feel lonely at first. But it's also empowering because it means your life is truly in your hands. When you're young, advice sounds like noise. People tell you to focus, to work hard, to build discipline, and it all feels repetitive, easy to ignore. You think you have time to figure things out later, but later has a way of arriving faster than expected. And when it does, it doesn't ask if you're ready. Most people don't fail because they chose the wrong path. They fail because they never chose one at all. They drift, they wait, they react. And slowly, without realizing it, they let life decide for them. Comfort is seductive. It tells you that you deserve rest before effort, that you should enjoy now and worry later. That discipline can wait. Comfort never feels dangerous in the moment, but years later, it shows its true cost. Look at the habits you're building right now, not the ones you talk about, but the ones you actually live. How you spend your mornings, how you spend your nights, how quickly you give up when something feels hard. These patterns are shaping your future more than any single big decision ever will. You may think your actions today don't matter much, that skipping one workout, one study session, one opportunity won't change anything. And you're right, one time doesn't. But repetition does. Consistency does. Identity is built from repetition. You become what you practice. If you practice avoidance, you become someone who avoids. If you practice effort, you become someone who can endure. If you practice discipline, you become someone who can be trusted by your future self. Many people wait for confidence before they act, but confidence is not the cause of action. It's the result of it. You don't gain belief by thinking. You gain it by keeping promises to yourself, even when no one is watching. Every time you do what you said you would do, you strengthen your character. Every time you don't, you weaken it. Over time, this becomes your inner reputation, and that reputation determines how seriously you take your own goals. Life will test you, not all at once, but slowly, with distractions, with temptations, with excuses that sound reasonable. The test is not about talent. It's about whether you can delay gratification long enough to build something meaningful. You don't need to compare your journey to anyone else's. Comparison will only steal your focus. There will always be people ahead of you and behind you. The only comparison that matters is between who you are today and who you were yesterday. Progress is quiet. Growth is often boring. And discipline rarely feels rewarding in the moment. But one day, you'll look back and realize that the boring days were the ones that changed everything. Understand this deeply. No one is coming to give you permission to become better. You don't need approval. You don't need validation. You don't need the perfect plan. You need the courage to start imperfectly and the patience to continue. Your environment shapes you more than your intentions. If you surround yourself with distractions, you will live distracted. If you surround yourself with purpose, discipline becomes easier. Sometimes growth means changing what you tolerate. There will be days you fail, days you break your routine, days you feel like quitting. Those days don't define you. What defines you is whether you return, whether you get back up, whether you refuse to let one bad day turn into a bad life. This phase of your life is not meant to be wasted on proving things to people who won't matter later. It's meant to be invested, quietly, consistently, without applause. Because one day, when responsibility is heavy and choices are fewer, you'll either thank yourself for what you built, or wish you had listened when you still had time. The next truth you need to face is this: most people never truly plan their lives. They drift. They drift through school, through work, through relationships, hoping that someday, somehow, everything will fall into place. But life doesn't reward drift. It rewards intention. It rewards people who are deliberate with their time, their energy, and their choices. Your decisions today are far more powerful than you realize. One small choice can create a ripple effect that changes years of your life. The question is, which ripples do you want to create? One of regret, of wasted potential, or one of growth, strength, and purpose? Discipline is not a punishment. Discipline is freedom. The freedom to do what others can't. The freedom to create your own reality. The freedom to look back years from now and say, I was consistent. I acted when it was hard. I didn't give in to distractions. That's a life few ever experience, but it starts with you, right now. You will fail. You will stumble. You will procrastinate. That is inevitable. But failure is not the end. It is a teacher. It reveals what you are willing to endure, what you are willing to sacrifice, and what you truly value. The question is, will you learn? Or will you repeat the same patterns, silently letting time slip through your fingers? Look at your habits. Look at the way you spend your hours, your minutes, your energy. Are you feeding your potential or are you feeding your excuses? This is not about perfection. It's about consistency. Showing up even when you don't feel like it. Acting even when clarity is missing. Choosing the hard, right path over the easy, comfortable one. The world will not wait for you to feel ready. Opportunities won't pause until you feel motivated. People won't stop moving forward while you stay stagnant. Your future self is already watching you. Every decision, every hesitation, every action is being recorded, not by anyone else, but by you. And one day, that version of you will either thank you or resent you. Success, fulfillment, growth, they are not accidents. They are the outcome of repeated, deliberate actions. And yes, the actions you take right now may feel small, insignificant, invisible. That is the point. The invisible work is what builds strength. The hidden discipline is what creates freedom. The unseen habits are what determine your destiny. The choice is yours. Will you drift? Or will you decide? Will you let comfort dictate your life? Or will you take control of your minutes, hours, and days, building a life that matters? Because the truth is simple. You will either look back years from now with pride or regret. Nothing in between. And it starts with one decision: to stop wasting your time, to stop waiting for someday, to start acting now. Your life is not defined by circumstances. It is defined by identity. Who you believe you are, who you show up as, who you allow yourself to become. Most young people drift because they never decide who they truly want to be. They let others label them. They let society's expectations shape them. They let fear whisper lies about their potential. But identity is a choice. It's forged in action. Every time you do what you said you would do, you reinforce who you are. Every time you quit, you reinforce who you are not. Small decisions compound into reputation. Reputation becomes self-respect. Self-respect becomes confidence. And confidence, quiet, unshakable, shapes the trajectory of your entire life. You cannot outsource your identity. No one will hand it to you. Parents, teachers, mentors, they can guide, inspire, or support, but only you can define the person you will become. The version of you that acts even when scared, that endures even when it's hard, that builds silently, patiently, consistently. Your vision is your compass, not a vague idea, not a fleeting dream. A vision is something you commit to in every moment, no matter how small. It guides your actions, your choices, your discipline. Without vision, you drift. With vision, every action, every sacrifice, every uncomfortable hour has meaning. Most people think vision is about big achievements. It's not. Vision is about knowing who you are becoming. It's about understanding that the little things matter. The mornings you wake up early, the books you read, the conversations you choose, the distractions you refuse. Every one of these decisions is a brick in the foundation of your future self. Courage is not loud. Courage is not heroic. Courage is invisible. It's doing the hard things, day after day, without recognition. It's showing up when no one is watching. It's keeping promises to yourself. That is the courage that builds greatness. That is the courage that makes your younger self proud. Fear will try to paralyze you. Doubt will whisper that you're not ready, that you'll fail, that you should wait. Ignore them. Action is stronger than fear. Most young people underestimate how powerful these years are. You think mistakes are small, that distractions are harmless, that time is infinite. But every hour you let slip without intention is a brick removed from the foundation of your future. You don't notice it now, but one day you will. And that day can either bring pride or regret. Your environment is silently shaping you. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, the habits you tolerate. They all write your story in invisible ink. Choose carefully. Surround yourself with influence that lifts you, not just entertains you. The right environment doesn't just motivate, it protects your potential. Courage is developed in quiet moments, not in applause, not in recognition, not in dramatic breakthroughs, but in the hours when you choose consistency over comfort, when you push through doubt, when you commit to small, invisible wins. Those moments compound into unshakable strength. Your identity is being written every day, not by your dreams, not by your intentions, but by your actions. Each choice matters. Each decision carries weight. Each step in the right direction builds momentum you cannot see. Yet the future will feel its impact. Understand this: success isn't a one-time event. It's a pattern, a habit, a lifestyle. And it begins with small decisions today, repeated silently, without recognition. The world rarely applauds quiet work, but your future self will. Fear will whisper that you are not ready, that it's too soon, that it's too hard. Listen to it, respect it, and then act anyway. Action breaks fear. Action builds confidence. Action turns potential into reality. You may feel ordinary. You may feel unprepared. You may feel that life is moving too fast. That is exactly why this message exists. Because ordinary actions done with discipline, vision, and consistency create extraordinary outcomes. You don't need to know everything. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait for motivation. You only need to decide, today I will act. Today I will build. Today I will take the step that my future self will thank me for. Your future is not built in grand gestures. It is built in small, intentional actions repeated day after day. Every choice you make now is a vote for the person you will become. Every moment of focus, every refusal to give in to distraction, every time you push through discomfort, they are shaping the life that will define you. Purpose is not found by accident. It is forged. It is discovered in the moments when you choose to show up, even when no one is watching. It grows when your actions align with your values, when you take responsibility for your life, and when you refuse to settle for mediocrity. Long-term vision is not a distant dream. It is a compass. It guides your decisions in ways you may not yet see. It keeps you from drifting. It ensures that your energy is not scattered on things that won't matter in 5, 10, or 20 years. Every action has a consequence. Every habit leaves a mark. You will encounter resistance. Life will test you. People will doubt you. Circumstances will challenge you. That is inevitable. But what separates those who succeed from those who regret is how they respond in these moments. They do not run. They do not make excuses. They act. They persist. They endure. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. Motivation is fleeting. Inspiration is temporary. Discipline is permanent. It is the quiet force that transforms potential into reality, that turns dreams into achievements, that turns ordinary people into extraordinary ones. Your identity is written in action. Every decision you make tells the world, and yourself who you are. Are you someone who gives up? Someone who drifts? Or someone who shows up consistently, even when it is uncomfortable, even when it is unseen, even when it is hard? The choices you make now echo into the years ahead. They compound. They create momentum. And one day, you will look back and see the results, not in fame or recognition, but in the quiet power, confidence, and mastery of your own life. Do not underestimate this moment. This time is a gift, not because it is easy, but because it is formative, because it gives you space to grow, to learn, to fail, to rise. Use it wisely. Your life is waiting. Your potential is waiting. Your future self is watching, silently hoping that you choose action over comfort, courage over fear, and growth over stagnation. Start now. Decide today. Build quietly, consistently, and deliberately. And when the world doubts you, remember, your life is yours to shape. Everything you've heard, everything you've felt in this moment comes down to one simple truth. Your life is a reflection of your choices, not your potential, not your intentions, not your dreams, but your choices, every day, every hour, every minute. The difference between a life of regret and a life of fulfillment is found in how you respond when no one is watching. It's found in the quiet discipline, the consistent action, the courage to act despite fear, the patience to endure when results are invisible. That is what separates those who live with purpose from those who merely exist. You have the power right now, the power to redirect your life, the power to shape your habits, your mindset, your vision, the power to become the person you've always admired in others. That power does not come from luck. It comes from deliberate, consistent action. There will be days when you feel weak, days when distractions tempt you, days when fear and doubt speak louder than hope. That is normal. What is extraordinary is the person who rises anyway, the person who acts anyway, the person who decides in that moment that their future matters more than comfort. Your future self is counting on you. Every choice, every habit, every moment of focus is a deposit into the account of your life. Make it meaningful. Make it deliberate. Make it count. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for clarity. Do not wait for motivation. It will not come on its own. You create it. You decide it. You live it. This is your wake-up call. Not to scare you, not to overwhelm you, but to remind you that the time is now. That your potential will not wait forever. That the life you want is built in small, consistent actions, repeated long before anyone notices. The path ahead is simple. Take responsibility. Build discipline. Protect your focus. Choose courage. Show up every day. Respect your time. Respect yourself. And watch as your future transforms quietly, steadily, powerfully. There's one more truth you need to understand. Life rewards preparation long before opportunity arrives. Most young people wait for the right moment, the perfect timing, or the ideal circumstances. That moment rarely exists. Opportunity favors those who are ready, disciplined, and consistent, even when conditions are far from perfect. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. Feed it wisely. Protect it carefully. Every thought you entertain, every belief you adopt, every story you tell yourself becomes the blueprint for your actions. Guard your inner world as fiercely as you guard your time, because they are inseparable. Self-mastery is the foundation of freedom. Without it, even the most talented, intelligent, or ambitious person will be at the mercy of distraction, desire, and indecision. Master yourself, your habits, your emotions, your attention, and the world begins to bend in your favor. Most young people never realize how much influence they already have. They underestimate the impact of one decision, 1 hour of focus, one refusal to give in to comfort. These small moments, compounded over time, define the trajectory of your entire life. You are stronger than your excuses, smarter than your distractions, capable of far more than you currently believe. But belief alone is not enough. Action is required. Consistent, patient, deliberate action. Look at your life today. What patterns are shaping your future? What are you tolerating that you shouldn't? What small steps could you take right now to move closer to who you want to become? The answers are simple, but the courage to act is rare. Courage is not born from motivation. It is built through repeated acts of persistence, through choosing effort over comfort, through facing discomfort head-on without flinching. Each act of courage strengthens the muscle of your character, making the next challenge easier until one day, strength becomes your default. Your time is finite. Your potential is finite only if you allow it to be. Every moment wasted is a lost opportunity you can never reclaim. And yet, the solution is simple. Start. Start small. Start imperfectly. Start consistently. Momentum will carry you further than you imagine. One day, when you look back, you will see the invisible work, the quiet mornings, the disciplined nights, the small acts of courage, and realize that those were the moments that shaped everything. That is the power of today, and that is why this message exists. Life will challenge you, not occasionally, but constantly. Doubt will creep in. Fear will whisper that you aren't ready, that you're not capable, that the easier path is the safer path. And most people listen. Most people give in. Most people drift. But you don't have to. The strongest people are not those who never feel fear. They are the ones who act despite it. The ones who keep moving when motivation is gone. The ones who do the work no one else sees, no one else applauds, and no one else believes in. That is resilience. That is mastery. That is power. Your emotional strength is built quietly, in the moments you feel like quitting. Every time you resist the temptation to give up, every time you choose focus over distraction, every time you act despite doubt, you are training yourself to handle the weight of life, and that weight will come. It always does. But when it arrives, you will not break. You will bend. You will grow. You will rise. Legacy is not built overnight. It is not fame. It is not applause. It is the accumulation of consistent, intentional actions that create value long after the moment has passed. Every choice you make today, every small act of discipline, courage, and integrity is a seed planted in the life you will live tomorrow. Most young people never think this way. They chase instant gratification, easy wins, and quick recognition. But life does not reward shortcuts. It rewards patience, resilience, and consistent action. It rewards those who decide, long before the results are visible, that they will not quit. You have the power to create a legacy, not for recognition, not for approval, but for yourself, for the person you will become, for the life you will live, for the impact you will have on those around you. That legacy starts now, not tomorrow, not next year. Now. Understand this deeply. Your emotions will not guide you. Your motivation will not sustain you. Your fears will not disappear. But your discipline, your habits, and your daily actions will. Train them. Protect them. Invest in them. They are the tools that will carry you through every challenge life throws at you. Your future self is already watching. Every small decision, every action, every choice matters. And one day, when you look back, you will either feel gratitude for the life you built or regret for the life you neglected. The difference is in what you do today. Start now. Build resilience, protect your focus, honor your potential, and act with the understanding that every day, every moment, is a chance to shape a life that matters, not just for you, but for the legacy you leave behind. Now everything you've heard, everything you've felt in these moments, comes together in one truth. The life you will live is being written right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when motivation arrives. Right now, in the choices you make, the habits you build, the courage you summon, the discipline you practice. You are the architect of your own life. The blueprint is invisible, the work is silent, and the results are unseen, for now. But every step matters. Every refusal to give in to comfort matters. Every small act of courage, focus, and intentionality compounds into a life that feels meaningful, powerful, and unstoppable. Regret is heavier than effort. Disappointment is louder than sacrifice. And nothing stings more than realizing you had the potential, the time, and the opportunity, and you let it slip away. Do not let that be your story. Not today. Not ever. Your identity is not what you think. It is what you do. Who you are is defined by your actions, repeated consistently. Who you become is written in the moments you refuse to quit, in the hours you dedicate to growth, and in the choices you make when no one is watching. Life will demand more of you. Responsibilities, challenges, expectations, they will arrive whether you are ready or not. And when they do, the person you've trained yourself to be will determine how you respond. Will you rise with confidence, courage, and capability? Or will you falter, wishing you had started earlier? The moment to act is now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today, right here, right now. Every decision you make matters. Every hour you invest compounds. Every habit you build shapes the person you are becoming.